Welcome back to CC's Garage. In this little video we're going to work on some issues I've got with a couple of lights. I'm going to try to get my new cab lights put on. And then I've got this in the mail Saturday. This is a little upgrade I'm going to do to the wipers. Ordered this off eBay. For 80 bucks. Well, 79. And it is used, but it's off a later model. Ford. I think this one come off a Bronco. Got the new wiper switch. The wiring harness in the delay box. With this, I'll be able to set the truck up with intermittent wipers. On the guy's site, it even tells you how to get your washer, to hook it up to get the washer reservoir to work. So I want to cut you out for the moment and figure out where we're going to start at here. Well, actually, before I do catch off, I got something else I'm going to show you. Okay, I went ahead, pulled the cover off of this one. As you can see, both of those are working and this one's not. So I'm going to pull that out first. There's a couple of different items you can use to check this with. Multimeter, or just a good old test light. So what we're going to do is get down here. Find me a good place to hook to for a ground. And just come in here and check and see if I'm getting power. Which the bulb's not lighting up, which is a good indication that I'm not getting power to this one. So I'll need to go back up under the truck and recheck where I wired it and figure out what's going on. Now on this other one around here, it's not working. Pop the cap off. Hold on a second. Screwdriver here instead of this. We can see I got power to that one, so let's get in here. Get that pulled off. I made another grounding point here. I don't think my grounding point's working. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I found my good grounding point on this one. So you come in and you can see I'm getting power to the bulb, so that means I've got a grounding issue. There's that. So I'll grab a piece of wire here in a minute and I'll show you. I know it's a grounding issue. I've already tested it out earlier to find out what was going on with it. And I did have one other bulb issue that I've already fixed. I kept replacing the right front park turn bulb in here. Well, they kept going out. It's one of the ones that pushes into a socket and twists. It was a ground issue on it. So I just took a battery brush, went in the socket and just twisted it and turned it and cleaned the corrosion out of it, and I've not had a problem since. which I'm going to do the same thing sort of right here. This one doesn't set in the same way, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. Now, if this bulb was actually working, I wouldn't be doing it with the lights on. Because with the lights on, I'd be shorting it out, narking everywhere, or blowing a fuse. Okay, let me get set up here on the rest, on the next little bit of it, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I went ahead and just grabbed me a little alligator jumper wire. Show you that it is, and you see when I touch, so it's a ground issue on this bulb. I've just got to come in and work how to get the ground to work out right. So now we're under the truck. I went ahead and pulled the heat shrink back off of this. This line here goes to the two that are working. This line here goes to the one that's not working. And this is the power supply that comes into them. So you come in here, I'm going to stick the test light in there. So in a minute ago I had power to that one. Now I don't. See if the other two are still working. Yep, the other two are still working and that one's not. So most likely my problem is right there. I may have a bad ground spot there. So I can find somewhere else to hook it to. Oh, yep, it's in the ground. So you can see I got power to there. Let me cut this off and reconnect that and see. If I can get power to come up. Okay, that's just temporary. So this one's still not working. So it must be something in the wire going to it. So what I will do, I'll unhook both of these, and then I'm just going to pull this wire out and rewire it from one end to the other. Well, I found the issue with the light. It's the same as the other one I was showing you. It's a grounding issue. I would have still had to break wire loose because I had to pull the whole piece off. You can see the corrosion and rust on the back of this, and that's where it was. Cut a light on. And that's where it was on the truck, just so it wasn't grounding. I'll just I got some pop rivets. I'll clean this up and the back of it up, re-pop rivet, and see what we got from there. Okay, I drilled out the pop rivets, wire brushed and scraped off the rust off the bumper, and then took the light housing in and used my grinder with a wire wheel on it, bench grinder with a wire wheel on it, and knocked the rust out the back, and then I put 2 new pop rivets in. And now, Got the bulb working. I don't have the other ones hooked back up yet. I don't even have that one completely hooked back up. I just have a jumper wire running between the two. So let me get that done, and then we'll work on the one on the side. Okay, I drilled pop rivets out. Then I got it off. And the way this grounds is on the back right here, it grounds against this and through the pop rivet. Well, there was corrosion around the pop rivet and on here. You can kind of see where I've already brushed this off, and I brushed the back of it off. So now what I'll do is I'll get 2 new pop rivets and put them in, and see if we got lights after that. Now that I got the lights working, we're going to step into the truck and change out the switch and the delay module box, and add the delay module box and all for the intermittent wipers. The setup that I'm using comes off of a 87 to 91 Ford Trucker Bronco. On the description on eBay it goes 87 91 Ford Trucker Bronco delay wiper switch and delay box with mounting bracket. Fits 67 to 91 Ford trucks with the washer pump. It says there's a little bit of a different way to wire it, so I'm going to have to see what changes out there. But this shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's unplug the switch, the wiring from the back of the switch, and plug this in to the back of the new switch, and this plugs into the old wiring harness, and then just secure it with a screw underneath and the delay switch. So with the wiper switch here, there's a little Allen screw that holds the knob on. So you're just going to take and loosen it. Not completely. Well, quit dropping the Allen wrench. Okay, got the Allen wrench off. Then I don't have the tool. There's supposed to be a socket or an item that goes in here and catches both of these, which I had it moving a second ago. So let me go get something to tap with, and I'll be right back. Okay, I went and got me a little ball peen. I'm just going to take a screwdriver and catch in the flat here. And tap this around till I get it off. Let's see. No, still not moving. There we go. Now that it's loose, I can just take okay. Get that off. We'll reach back up in here. And we'll pull the old wiper out. Or switch out. Okay. That's what they were talking about the different plug for the washer pump. Okay. Okay, from what it says, this green wire gets hooked to this single blade here. Pick it up. Gets hooked to that single blade there, and that'll work the washer pump. Of course, I got a new ground. So let me get this pulled out of here and get it hooked up there. And then we'll figure out where we're going to mount the delay box. Well, I just realized something. I was hooking that up wrong. This part will hook to this, and this hooks to the back of the new switch. So let me get that done and we'll come back. Okay, I went in, used a depinned tool. This one's actually made for a GM, but it worked. And depinned that, the green wire. And then I'll just hook it up like that. And then we'll test it here in a minute and see if I've got windshield washer pump. Okay, got it hooked up. The washer pump works. I don't have any fluid in it. Wipers work. I have to make sure I hook this ground wire up, and then I've got to get this mounted, so I'll do them both at the same time. There is one difference I noticed in this, is the difference in the length of the shaft. So if I leave it the length it is, that's going to stick out way far. It almost looks like a chuck pull. So I'm going to take a Dremel tool cut off wheel and just cut it down to where I can get that back closer to the dash, make it a little cleaner. I mean, if you look over here at the emergency flasher one, you can see there's a little bit of a gap on it. So that's probably what I'll just shoot for, is about the same size gap. That way when I push, I still have enough to push it in to activate the wiper switch, or the washer pump. I'll bring you back when I get it done. Okay, got the switch trim down. I end up using a die grinder on there instead of a Dremel tool. Here is one of the original cab lights, and this is one of the new ones. You can get a kind of clean the lens again, get a side-by-side look here. Well, I thought maybe the light on the, but shape's real close to the same. Gasket on this one and the mounting point is different than this one. Pull this off, and they're a little different on the inside. For this one's got a little bit of metal. This one's mainly plastic here. With this one, the whole mount is more metal. Just different age of the time that it was built. I've already got the first one mounted up, and then you can see it definitely looks better than the ones that was on it. I mean, faded, nice and clear, kind of smoky. And I've even got one in here. This is one of the other ones. It's cracked in the back. This has a single wire and grounds through the roof of the cab. This one will ground through the roof of the cab, but it's also got dual wires. These attachment points are made into the plate, where this one came with just some self-tapping screws. I ended up going to the hardware store and picking up some 1/4-20 bolts, nuts, and washers. And you can see how they mount up here. And over there you can see the 3 holes. So the screws that it come with wouldn't work anyhow. This red wire will hook into the black wire here. I'll put a butt connector on it where it'll work like original. And this white wire, I may cut it back and just ground it again through one of the bolts up here. So I'll bring you back and we'll show you what they look like. Well, let me see. Cut it on. You can, the middle one's not unhooked. You can kind of get an idea of, I know it's daylight. These just aren't. That'll give you an idea of what they look like now, and then when I get done, I'll cut it back on. You'll see them all on. Okay, I've got 3 of them done. I mean, and you can tell the difference. I also removed that eyesore while I was at it. So let me get back on these other 2. Well, I got home today and was going to finish wiring up the cab lights, roof clearance lights, with the bullet connectors on the end and get the last 2 put in. And I've been thinking, I really didn't want to use butt connectors. I didn't want to solder it. And I also was looking at how the cell compared to the original ones. Get around here and show you this other one. And I got to thinking about 2 things. You can see this one's up under it. But I got to thinking about 2 things while I was doing it. The way the lights, the power side of the lights connect, the wire comes in, there's a spring on the back side, so it's flexible back and forth. And these new lights are pretty much the same size as the old ones as far as that goes. So what I did is I got to looking. And this is one of the new ones. Get the top off of it here. So if you pull the bulb out, this whole center section comes out. Well, this is the old one. You pull the bulb out. It's a little bit harder to get it out, but as you can tell, the whole thing comes out, and the seal on the bottom with a little work pops right off. Okay, getting the wire through the grommet's a little bit harder, but this is one I've already done that. The grommet fits right in, run the wire back through, and cut off the extra white wire. So I'm going to go back and pull the three I've already got on the cab off. Pull the three on the cab off that I've already done and change them out to the old wiring and the old seal. And then I've still got two more to do. So I'm going to go ahead and you can kind of get a look here. This is the old one, and that is a new one. See how much difference it is? So I'm just trying to clean the look up a little better and all that. I'll bring you back, show you how it looks when I get done. Okay, I know it's hard to tell in the daylight how much better these lenses look. I can't, but they look so much better. I've also got all of them plugged back up across. We'll cut it back on, and you might be able to get a little glow out of them. But for this project, I'm pretty well done. I'll bring you back later tonight after it gets dark and get a shot of what they look like with them on after dark. Well, here's what they look like at the night time. And it seems like every time I go to start the camera, there's a car coming. Back here and check where I worked on the wiring on the back ones. Oh yeah, got the back ones all working.